Miami-Dade County recently had their school board meeting this past Wednesday, and there was a pair of book banners that decided to come out and try to read excerpts from two books to try and get them banned. But I want every district across the state of Florida to see how it is that you shut down book banners. Let's watch the video.
Next speaker, we have Lucia Steiner.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I would like to read from a book called The Duff by Cody Kiplinger. In chapter 7, page 67, but his mouth pressed into mine again, and that tiny fleeting thought died. Acting on instinct, I pulled on Wesley's lower lip with my teeth and he moaned quietly. His hands moved over my ribs, sending chills up my spine. Bliss, pure, unadulterated bliss. Only once, as Wesley flipped me on my back, did I seriously consider stopping. He looked down at me and his skilled hands grasped the zipper of my jeans. And it goes on, I'm going to a different part. Chapter 8. I was only 14 when I lost my virginity to Jake. He'd recently turned 18, and I knew perfectly well that he was too old for me. We slept together several times, and while I really didn't enjoy the actual sex, the sensation of closeness, of connection, felt comforting to me. When Jake touched me like that, I knew he loved me. Sleeping with Wesley Rush.
Excuse me, ma'am. Are you here regarding an objection?
Yes.
Okay, so let me just refer to the superintendent. There is a process in place in Miami-Dade County Public Schools. I will ask the superintendent if there is a person here on staff readily available so that they can explain to them what the process is that we follow in Miami-Dade County Public Schools when there's any kind of objection to any of the books that we have. Mr. Superintendent, sir?
Yes, Madam Chair. We have Ms. Lourdes Diaz, our Chief Academic Officer, that can address the speaker. But I have to reaffirm what this board did just several months ago. You actually clarified, provided a more clearer process for any objections regarding books. Clarity for the parents, clarity for the school. So our process has been looked at very carefully, and we do have our Chief Academic Officer immediately available to walk the speaker through the process. Ms. Diaz? So she'll be ready, and she can address that with you in the lobby, if you may. Thank you, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you very much, sir. So we have her outside. She will be able to go through everything with you so that you know exactly what the process is that we have in place for any time that there's any objection about any of our books.
Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now, our next speaker, Michael Steiner. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you guys doing? This is some excerpts from a book called More Happy Than Not by Adam Silvera. I found it in the Alonzo Tracy Morning High School. Page 112, I flip her onto the bed. I pull out a condom from my jeans as we strip down. I don't slip it on yet because I haven't taken it off.
Sir, if I may ask you, you're here with an objection to one of the books that we have in place?
Yeah, if I could just read the next part.
Sir,
I was offered a blowjob at 14
sir,
if I pretended to be the
I'm
girl's
going to
boyfriend.
give you an opportunity to listen to me. We have a process, sir, which is in place. Miami-Dade County Public Schools, as you heard us speak about this a few moments ago,
Yeah.
has a process for all of our families. Anybody that wants to come
Can I
and
just ask a
object to
quick
a book,
question?
sir, has
Could I
to
ask a
follow
quick
the
question?
process, sir. Mr. Superintendent, once more, I'm going to ask you.
I just have one question and then I'll leave.
All right, sir, go ahead.
According to the statute, if someone comes and reads as a means objecting to a book
Yes.
found in the library and you cut them off, then it
Yes.
gets removed. Is
Well,
that the
sir,
case?
then I will refer to our board attorney.
Well, I have the
Our
statute
general
right here.
counsel, sir. Excuse me. Mr. General Counsel, sir, would you please go ahead and address the issue that has just been brought up, sir?
Yes, through the chair, with regard to this process, book objections, this is not the proper form for a book objection. We have a process
Thank you.
that's by statute that is available to the public. You can file a book objection. The forms are on the website. He can avail himself of that process. With regard to the statute says what it says. I think we're very familiar with that statute. I think his interpretation of the statute is inapplicable to this process. This is a public hearing to hear from the public. We have forums set aside for the public to address their concerns, and I invite any parent, if he's a parent or a resident of this county, to go ahead and avail himself of that process. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Counsel. So, sir, we do have readily available members of staff who will explain exactly what the process is in Miami-Dade County Public Schools.
And could I say one more, could I have 10 more seconds?
Yes.
Parents shall have the right to read passages from any material that is subject to an objection. If the school board
Yes,
denies
sir.
a parent the right to
Sir,
read passages due to
I'm
content
going to
against the
have to
requirements, the
stop,
school district
Mr.
shall
General Counsel, sir.
discontinue
I'm going to
the use
give
of the material.
one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Mr.
Madam-
General Counsel,
Yes,
sir.
Madam Chair. He may read the passage.
Thank you.
Someone can give him the passage, but not at the podium.
Yes,
uh,
thank you.
According to our policies.
Yes, thank-
Policy, as long as it doesn't violate our decorum policy, he can speak.
Right, thank you very much, Mr. General Counsel. And yes, absolutely, we follow the decorum policy in place to the T, and we will continue to do so. So I thank the speakers, all of the speakers that have come out here today. I don't have anyone else signed up.
These book banners are twisting the actual statute to read whatever it is that they feel like it. What the statute states is that the parent has a right to read the book to see if they actually object to it, if there's any kind of a challenge towards the book. That means that they have a right to read it, period. It doesn't mean that they can read it on a podium and that it'll automatically get banned. That's not what the actual statute says. But these are tactics that book banners like Lucia and Michael Steiner are using in order to ban books for everyone's kids, not just their own. If they're concerned about their children being able to read these books, then they should opt out their children from those books. Not everybody else's. That's not their business. Their business is their own children. Parental rights in education means each parent has a right over a say to their own children, not everybody else's. Lucia and Michael Steiner, you do not have a say over my children.